bars. It's time to get to it. Let's get busy. Here it come.
Pull up on the spot, I'm ducking another op from another block until I give him a couple shots. When I hit the spot, we pulling up, it's something hot, showing off the rocks. I'm high chief just from the top, we can get it in though. Looking for your kinfolk, all these men in the bar, I'm with the pencil. Trying to smoke something, so at last, my last stash got me smoking out the window like I caught backdraft. No turning back, I'm earning scraps and learning that I've been fired with the pen like an inferno match. Send her up to the sky, thunderclouds hit me, show you the full gore with all killer instinct. Put him in a figure four, maybe he will listen more when I kick in the door.
Yo, welcome to the Humble Roses podcast. It's me, Dallas Cash. Hey, first want to give a shout out to the Rose Gang. Yo, thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I just want to put out there a couple of things. Number one, we do have the Corey Glover interview tomorrow. So Corey Glover from Living Color will be here approximately 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please make sure you are there and on time sharp. Next, I will also add, we, again, if for those who don't know, we are a official affiliate of WWEshop.com. So if you do grab some merch from us, I would gladly appreciate that. Not necessarily merch from us, but use our link to buy some merch. We do get a bit of credit for that. So I want to go ahead and give you guys that tidbit of information. Also, shout out to all those black couples right now, or any couples right now that are not dealing with the entanglement that we saw happen this morning. There is a lot of BS that is going on, and I just want to give a shout out to all those couples who don't deal with cheating and specifically entertain the haberdashery that we saw going on between Remy Ma, Easy, Papoose, and Clarissa Shields. But that's not what we're about to talk about today. Yo, what up, Hokage? Thanks for coming to the show. Stick around. All right. So we want to get into our guest. We want to talk about who we are bringing to the show. I'm extremely excited to talk to this person. But let's talk a little bit about who he is and what he brings to the table. He has had 5 different songs that have gone on video games, 2 multi-platinum video games. Definitely, if you had NBA Ballers, Phenom, the NBA Ballers franchise has really been the home of his music. He's not only done that, but made different work happen, not just with Interscope, not just with Showtime, not just in battle rap. This man is a pioneer of Southern music, not just battle rap. He's already on the Mount Rushmore for Southern battle rap. He is undeniable. He is extremely talented, self-willed, driven. Even when he was making beats back in Westover, he made his claim to fame by coming on in 2003, August 30th, 2003, with the album, Hey, Listen, It's Just Me. It's just me. And not only is it just me, it's what I bring to the table. This individual brings witty, multi-syllabic schemes to the table. A great producer, a great individual, a mentor, someone you want in your corner, not just when it comes to music, not just in a fight, but a knowledgeable individual that has given his lifeblood to not only this industry, but to people in general and to an entire region. When he says he is the South, that is exactly what he means. Ladies and gentlemen, the dopest in the South as soon as he opens his mouth. It's the one, the only, Ness Lee.
Oh shit, man! You said all that. I thought you was about to bring somebody else up here. I'm like, that's me?
Yes, that's you, bro. What's going on?
Everything, man. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. You look great, man. I first want to say that.
Thank you, man. Such as yourself, man. Yes, sir.
I try.
You know
let's go ahead and get into the interview. So, obviously, like, you're a pioneer. Like, we know your story. For those who don't, Ness is one of the only rappers that I can say generally makes me feel like I haven't quite reached my peak or potential. Like whenever I think I've got it figured out, Ness always has more information to give out.
Wow.
But I want to start off by saying this is a question that I can only ask you because this only pertains to you.
All right.
How do you feel knowing that throughout all of this, like you are a artist who has crushed every industry that you've dominated, and not only that, you've done it with motivation. So I have to ask you, whenever we talk about Point Game, how do you still draw inspiration from Point Game?
Man.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace to my little brother Point, man. Oh man, I kind of feel like he's on my pen sometimes, man. Like, Point was the fastest writer I know. You know what I mean? Like, long story short, short story shorter, we had an apartment, and we had just got this apartment, so we didn't have no hot water yet. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I remember I had made this beat. I just got done making the beat. I sent it to his email. He put on his phone, hopped in the shower, and I heard him go, just from the cold water in the shower. But he was playing the beat, right? By the time I'm getting ready to go to work and shit. By the time I'm ready to go to work and walking out the door, Point had a whole song written before he even opened up the door to get out of the shower. And then he gets out the shower and he's spitting this song. I'm like, okay, that's something you already had. He's like, nah, I just wrote this while I was in the shower. You know what I'm saying? The was an ad lib. Fastest writer I've ever met in my entire life, man. What he used to do during the week is he didn't listen to anybody's music from Monday through Friday. All he did was cut on instrumentals and write. That's it. Saturday, Sunday, that's when he listened to other people's stuff. So that's how dedicated he was to writing. I'm not gonna say I'm that dedicated. I'm just like that's I don't know. That sounds mental, man. I don't even know if I can be that dedicated to writing. But
Actually, I think not to interrupt you, but you are dedicated.
I'm very dedicated, yeah. But that's a different level of dedication. Point Game has written. I remember at one point when we was in that apartment, he had written 7 songs in a day. You know, it's like complex lyricism type, multi-syllables, punchlines, concepts. 7 songs in a day. So I say all this to say that sometimes I don't know where I'm getting these bars from. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like a lot of the time I'll sit down and think, and you can pull something out of the air, but sometimes I'm writing and I'm not sure where it's coming from. Only thing it could be is God or Point, So yeah, man, I keep the tattoo on me all the time, and yeah, I feel like I'm always inspired by little bro.
Not only were you inspired by him, you kind of like took his influence and meshed it with your style, and you were able to kind of weave your way into making music out of nothing. And I think no better example for that is the It's Just Me album. Because if I remember correctly, weren't you like rapping in front of a bunk bed or something? Like, did you made a booth out of a bunk bed? I know that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how that came to be. But I actually made that album before me and Point met 2003. I just put that album out in 2003. I remember I used to be on rapmusic.com in these little battle rap tournaments. And the first few songs I did, the first few disses that I had made had terrible echoes all over them. You know what I mean? Like shit was just sounding crazy. So I ain't had no booth. I ain't had no money to put no booth together, but I did have a bunk bed.
Yeah.
So I just figured, all right, I'm gonna use what I got. This little computer microphone, and put it in the corner of this bunk bed. I'm gonna put I'm gonna drape some comforters from the top bunk to the bottom bunk all around. I'm gonna leave like 6 inches of space right here to, stick my face through, pause. You know what I'm saying? The STEM computer microphone right here. And I'm gonna get my shit off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, speaking of like getting it out of the mud, 2002 GRB first place final winner.
Wow.
And yeah, trust me, when I said that I'm gonna do my research, you know what time it is.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we got to talk about you know, for my anime heads or for my game head, this is the equivalent of Goku whooping Frieza's ass. Warbucks. Yeah. Yeah, we're going there. We're going there. Yeah, we got to go there. I every time that I've talked to you, I always bring up that diss song. And how lethal that diss song legitimately was, because it was legitimately career ending at one point, because you showed no remorse to Warbucks. And the fact is that I think the ending line was like, don't tell him and his friends not to use the N-word so they get a little bit of melanin. And it was like, oh shit, like because we already kind of knew Warbucks at that time was like extremely unstoppable, and he was always like kicking everybody's ass. He had all the quotables. I gotta ask you, how did you get so motivated to take Warbucks out like that?
Man, so I wasn't really privy to the online battle rap thing. My mentor Rockwell put me on. And he was telling me about this guy that's just over here fucking everybody up, man. This guy Warbucks. And you know, in my cocky head, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna come in and watch this dude. And I started listening to him. And it was like a culture shock at how good this nigga was, man. You know, like I had my flow, I had the, you know, but I wasn't like this. This was like 2000, you know what I'm saying? Early 2001, late 2000. And then I was like, yeah, but I can get this good. I can easily get this good. I just got to practice. All I needed to know was this was possible. You know what I mean? He had jumped in like 40 tournaments. He won damn near, I think he won like 39 of them.
Yeah, 39 and 30, 38, 39 to be exact.
Crazy. So, you know, I'm looking at it like, all right, let me go ahead and this is the thesaurus of the online battle rap. You know what I mean? Like he just ain't nobody standing in front of him that's as good as him at this, you know, like what how thesaurus was in the freestyle era, you know? So
my wife wanted to say hi to you real quick.
Hey, Chrissy, what's going on? What's going on?
We still together. We still together.
Of course.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. So you know, I jump in the tournament and it's my first tournament and I'm just better than everybody else. Even to this day, I think I'm just way better than everybody else. You know what I mean? But I come across this one guy. He's still out here battling nowadays, Lenny PT. And PT is fire. But he didn't know who I was. So he hit me with like half written, half freestyle. And I thought I washed him and I lost.
Yeah.
So this was like the third round. I killed the first two. You know what I mean? But I didn't get too many views because it was my first tournament. Ain't too many people know me. I got the third round and, you know, the people voted against me. I think it wasn't like a wash, but, you know, I lost. So that was, I took that personally. You know what I mean? Like how MJ said. So, and I took that personally, you know. So it was a while before I jumped in another tournament because I was working on a few different projects. And Warbucks jumped back in some more tournaments after that one. He wasn't in that one. So then I jumped in another one like, you know, 3-4 months later, and I gotten exponentially better. And by this time, people had heard me on songs with other bigger artists, and you know, I was on a collision course with Warbucks at this time. You know what I mean? Because they was like, okay, we know who Ness is now, and I jumped in that tournament, and I got rid of everybody real quick. Real quick. And then I was like, all right, I'm cool, man. I don't think Warbucks will get back in any more tournaments. So I'm just about to do my little music and offline battle rap thing. And then like 2 years later, they had hit me up and they said, the owner of the website, Jeff, shout out Jeff.
Yeah.
He hit me up and he says, I got this new tournament coming up. Warbucks is going to be in it. We will be able to do crazy numbers if you get in it as well. So I jumped in it, and so Jeff usually did random matchups. Like we did 2 rounds before that. We did the first round versus somebody named Nika, Nikka, and I went crazy on him. I know I did. So my philosophy back then was, I don't know you. I can't. I've never heard of you before. I'm gonna give you my absolute best verse and good luck. You know what I'm saying? If you can beat that, then you something crazy. Right. So I went crazy as I could on Nika. Second round was an odd job. Warbucks was homeboy, and then I went crazy on him. You know what? I didn't go crazy on him on odd job because I just didn't feel he was as good as me. So I kind of went light that round. Then the next round, Jeff was like, all right, we're going to go ahead and this one ain't going to be random. This is going to be the one. We shut down the website. They set up me versus Warbucks. Hundreds of thousands, millions of people on the website at the time. Crashed the website. That's crazy. And, you know, I don't think he was able to give his best verse or something because I think he had some kind of emergency pop up. And I'm looking at it like I'm the underdog here, even though people want to see us battle, but I'm the underdog. He about to get the whole kitchen sink and the kitchen sink inside the kitchen sink. You know what I'm saying? So I went as crazy as I could go. I made the beat just to, you know, advertise that I make music as well. And yeah, they gave me the win, man. You know, so shout out to Warbucks, man. He's still one of the best lyricists I know, man.
And he went on to win way more after that because you know, he you know what the problem was with Warbucks? I think he got too comfortable staying there, and he could have transitioned a lot better to live battling.
Right.
Because Warbucks in the grind time era, if like grind time would have came around the time that he was like the guy, the trajectory of his career would have turned out a lot differently than had he not battled Caliente on King of the Dot. And that was bad. But you know, shout out to Warbucks.
Shout out Warbucks. He's the originator of downright
fierce like a Hadouken.
I still hear people say that this day thinking they made it up, bro. That was 22 years ago.
That's like a top 10 punchline of all time.
Of all time. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, personal question. When you were going to school, did you ever skip school to record with a guy named Ken Hodges? I mean, like, would you spit cannabis verses? Like, did you spit beats from the East?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Welcome to the Humble Roses.
You hit me like Narwhal right now, dog.
Yeah, bro.
Man, shout out my brother Kenny Hodges, man. Kenny was the first great freestyler I've ever met, man. And yeah, man, we would skip school, middle school, and he was the one that got me interested in rapping because I'm in country ass Dublin, Georgia. You know what I mean? A population of like 8,000, 10,000. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm down there, and I'm coming from North Carolina because my father was in the military. You know, even though this is my father's hometown, you know, they looking at me as the outsider. So I'm coming with my hip hop influences from being in North Carolina, Germany, whatever, you know. And you know, I'm walking down the hall and I'm singing the most beautifulest thing, and Kenneth jumps in, you know, and I'm like, oh, I thought I would be the only person in this city to know anything about Keith Murray, the most beautifulest thing. Mm-hmm. So naturally, we got cool. Found out he was one of the greatest freestylers I had ever heard at the time. And, you know, we would skip school and get on the karaoke machine and freestyle, man, for hours and hours. And I was trash. And the fact that I was trash meant that I wasn't spitting my own shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, I'm not good enough to rap with this guy. Let me rap some shit I know he ain't heard before.
Beats from the East.
Beats from the East. I would spit Far Side verses. You know what I mean? And you know, just things that I know he wasn't privy to yet, man. Because we was, this was like, 90, 95, 96? Mm. So, yeah. Shout out to my brother Kenny, man. Still one of the coldest freestylers all the time, man.
And we're going back and forth. Like, you know, sometimes I'll jump forward, jump backward. Okay. But like with your career, like I remember like so many different things. man, we gotta talk about again. Remember, I know you,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so we got to talk about the Atlanta Coliseum. You know,
Oh
we got
man.
to we got to
Oh,
talk about we got to talk about. Didn't you battle? If I remember correctly, I heard a story about you battling SOS of Cunning Linguists at
yeah.
Breaklana. You battled
Wow.
him at Breaklana.
Wow. Yeah. 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 Yep.
How was that?
I was one of my first. I think it was my first big battle event. You
Mm.
know, outside of the TV show. I think that was before the TV show I was on. So I think that was my first big battle event, and it went how things normally go for somebody who's really good that people don't know. You watch the first person you come across, you watch the second person you come across, and then you meet an SOS that everybody knows and everybody wants to win. And we both went crazy. I thought I got him, and then they made us go a second round. I'm a sprinter. I'm not a long runner. You know
Oh
what I'm saying?
man.
Yeah. So
Oh.
so I hit him with my body blows for the first 45 to a minute, and I thought I got that. I thought that was, I thought that was enough to win. And the fact that they wanted him to win, they made us go again, and he kicked my ass the second round, dog.
Damn.
Like, I'm talking about
Damn.
a crazy second round. Yeah, he got that deserving win that second round.
Well, the thing about you is like you're just a beautiful person inside and
I
out,
appreciate that, brother.
So you always try to prove yourself against the best. But
Mm-hmm.
there's a little hidden fact that I don't really think it's hidden, but I think not a lot of people know. Are you an animal lover? Like,
Oh
the
yeah,
re-
big animal lover.
I want to put you on a Summer Jam screen with this picture right here.
Oh boy, I already know which one you're gonna bring up. The one with the. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
I just wanted you to see it coming before it happened.
Oh man, young Leezy with the puppy. Yeah, man, that was my godmom's pups, man. Yeah,
So,
man. To this day, still a like and not just a dog lover, cat lover, just the animal lover all around, man.
my wife is an animal lover, so now that she knows this, she's gonna
Right.
tell me later when we go eat dinner, she's gonna be like, I like Ness even more now. So I'm actually
hey, if she's an animal lover, I'm gonna put her onto a new animal if she hadn't already found out about it. But the new joint is Hyrax. Have y'all heard about the Hyrax?
I have, like, could you educate me a little more on it though?
It's the little guy. He looks like a meerkat or a mole or something like that.
Oh,
But he says
yeah.
Wawa. He says Wawa. He can kind of talk. It's kind of crazy, and it's so weird. But that little guy dominates my Discover on Instagram right now, man. Like if I go to my Discover screen, it's like you got like 12 slots. There's probably 9 of them is Hyrax videos. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah. Well, hey, babe, if you're watching this, we're going to definitely look into that. I want to pull a flyer from back in the day, and I want you to tell me about this flyer and like how important this flyer was. I tried to get a good quality on it, but this was Slum Village.
Man.
Again, I'm going to keep reiterating this.
Yeah.
This is we're going through the times, man.
Okay.
So basically, you opened for Slum Village.
Yeah.
What was like with opening for these people? What was like was there any piece of advice like you got from any of the members?
So somebody like me, at a certain point, when I was making my rounds in the city, that was after the city had seen me hundreds, thousands of times, so I was well seasoned. Well, I was an oiled machine on stage. I looked like I was something. I had my team Soul Rush with me. We ran the record label and all this other stuff. So I looked like I was on. You know what I mean? So that was also it was a positive and a negative because the presentation was crazy, but meeting your heroes, they think, oh, he already okay, all right, well, he all right. We exchanged numbers or whatnot, but I don't have no reason to try to help this man. So I never really got any advice. Elzai told me, he said my rhyme pattern scared him.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was tough.
Ooh.
But that night was crazy, man. Malachi went on. Malachi is a king in this city. I think Big Rec was on stage, man. That was a crazy night, bro. Crazy.
Not only was it a crazy night, but it's like something like memorable that you hold dear in your heart.
Yeah.
Sam Annette
Yeah.
commented
Yeah.
on Facebook, and she's like, "Hey, can Ness see the comments? I can't show me the Facebook comments, but I'm switching back and forth."
Okay.
Babe, Ashley Shireen said hello. Shout out to Bryce. I'm switching back and forth between Facebook. If you guys got any questions for Ness, put them in the comment section. Try not to take too much of his time.
So I can see like edges of the questions or like the comments because I got an overlay on part of the thing, so I can't see the whole thing.
You can't see the whole thing, but it's okay.
I saw Chris Kira said something, but
he just said that. Just said Ness Lee. Man, speaking of Ness Lee, how was work today?
It was all right, man. It was all right. It was man. Hey, man, I love my job, dog. I love my job, man.
Speaking of loving your job, let's talk about being on your way to work,
man.
Man, the working man,
yes,
working man,
yes,
working man. And like I said, on my way to work was like a mixtape that I did not see coming, and because of that, like it really brought the flavor and the extra seasoning that you had slathered across the hip hop industry. And I was like, that was the first project that I'm like, oh shit, I got to hear this again. And I got to play it again. Not only that, but then like my homie had put me on to this next album that we're going to talk about, which translates to later, was All in a Day's Work.
Yes. Yeah.
All in a Day's Work. You know, and I not just All in a Day's Work, but also the All in a Day's Work of Southern Tale. Like, obviously, you named it this because you did the whole album in one day, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
No. We did do me and my partner Colin and the group IMA. We did a 24 hour album, but no, All in a Day's Work was. It was loosely based on Bronx Tale, just because of how hard his father used to go about being a working man. The skits were like kind of based around a Bronx Tale, but it was I call it All in a Day's Work just because I just felt like nobody was really speaking for the working man at the time. This is before I met Real Deal, you know what I mean? So I think we kind of both knocked each other out of doing the working man stuff just because we both were doing it so hard before we met each other. Kind of felt like we were stepping on each other's toes. But I just felt like nobody was really speaking for the regular, every day going to work, clock in, clock out, check the check nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was ever speaking for him like that. Around the time that I did that album, Rhyme Fest had dropped something similar. But other than that, man, like, it was just only a couple of us, man.
And for those who don't know, Rhyme Fest, 2003 Scribble Jam winner. That is what I do know. Rhyme Fest was actually the first battle rapper that I tried to get in touch with to battle. Like I wanted him to be my very first battle. But we couldn't reach out to them, so we settled for Tut, who was still like a great mainstay, and not in just the battle rap scene, but in Ohio in general. And he was local, so I didn't know he was local as well.
Right. Okay.
So the reason why I thought All in a Day's Work was done in 24 hours was because I saw Saigon do the same thing, and I thought maybe Ness was like, I'm going to challenge myself to do an album in 24 hours. So that's on me. I didn't necessarily know. I apologize. Normally my research is 99.9% on point, but that's my mistake for not knowing.
Man, you know what, man? I need Saigon to answer this too, man. I always felt like, I don't know if they saw, because my album was mixed in Just Blaze's studio. It was mixed at Baseline.
Ooh.
And I was working on it with my partner Aunt B at the time. Aunt B was a mix engineer for Just Blaze. And you know, we were working on it for a few months. He was in there mixing my project for a few months, and then I hear all of the day's work coming out from Saigon, and I don't know, you know, I kind of felt like, did I inspire that? Did I inspire that Sagitty? That's all I need to know. That's all.
Yeah, like because it's like something. There's got to be something there. There's got to be some influence there.
Right. Yeah, well, shout
You
out,
know,
Saigon.
we talk a lot about the music, but we got to get into battle rap eventually.
Absolutely.
Now you have personally said that when you battled on Grind Time, obviously your first opponent was Jay Focus, but you originally wanted Hollow to Don.
Yes.
Why did you want him first?
I felt like he was the best
Mm.
at the time. At the time, I thought he was undeniably the best. You know, I thought that we had a great style matchup, being that we were both humorous, both hood lyricist type. You know, I was more of a freestyler at the time as well, and I was coming from, you know, freestyle battle rap. And I also thought he could teach me a lesson, being that he had done the written freestyle, the written battle before. You know, I thought he would be able to teach me. You know, I'll be able to learn while I'm on the job, battling somebody like Hollow. You know, so. And of course, I mean the name, man. Like you want to be in front of one of the biggest names. You feel me?
Well, obviously, people consider you a big name. You know, you battled, if I'm not mistaken, in Africa against Toomey.
Oh yes.
And like not only that, but with Toomey, I thought you had like a really incredible fucking rebuttal.
I appreciate that.
And I was like, yo, when you're battling Toomey, like you had a lot of local references that only the crowd there caught. How did you get that information?
Honestly, man, a couple of the things was just from, you know, Gen I putting bugs in my ears, you know what I mean? And every time I go out there to battle, I stay for 2 weeks. So a lot of it is just me soaking in like what's going on around there. Like the Yovel, when I said something about I was with Yovel, I was with the real Toomey for 6 hours there, something like that. It's just because I went, you know, it was this girl named Toomey, you know, and she had this rap crew and rap and graffiti crew, and we we pull up in Yovel, go to the studio, you know, they would be working out of there, I would be in there writing, and you know, I didn't recognize I was in the worst hood in Johannesburg, because we was having fun. You know, so when he tells me that you wouldn't last for an hour in Yovel, I'm like, my nigga, I was just there before I left, before we came here. You know, and a lot of it, honestly, man, I ain't gonna lie, dog. Just as corny as it may sound, as cliche as it may sound, man, I feel like I was drawn from the motherland, man, because I freestyle well, you know, when I'm in practice, but I've never been like half of my shit was freestyling in that battle, you know. Same way when I battled Gen I.
Yes. Well, with battling, like you've always been all over, and you had talked about like kind of getting, I won't say shafted, but kind of like the cold shoulder from URL. Because if you remember, I believe you and Remedy was supposed to go down on URL, and for whatever reason, I don't know why. But if you think about it now, like if you look at all the Southern battle rappers, they draw a lot of influence from you. You know, the John Johns, the Sire Boys, the Clones, the Bad News, the Swamps. You put the Southern twang in battle rap culture and gave it that much needed punch that it needed to have. So much that you decided to take on one of URL's best. And this is a little biased because I was there when it happened. You battled Rum Nitty.
Hey.
Now let me explain something. Before we get into the Rum Nitty battle, I want to set a little timeline here.
Okay.
So in 2018, I had went on a crazy run
Right.
for Ground Zero at King of the Dot, and then eventually went main page the following year. Shout out Isaac
Yeah.
Knox.
Right. Right.
On my way to doing that, I had ran into a dilemma where I was trying to get King of the Dot to put together a battle with me and a legend, and it just didn't happen. Not because King of the Dot didn't believe in me, but I was thinking, like, I can't think of anybody that I could battle that would actually like give me a run for my money, until I unfortunately came across you. I fucking hate these guys. I had a whole outfit designed and the fucking jacket got fucked up by the dogs. So I'm like walking out there in these big ass, like I just looked like a fool out there.
Yeah.
And just like,
hey, I had a whole 4-bar setup about them pants too. I just forgot to spit it in the battle.
You told me, you said hammer pants, and I was like, I really hope to God he hurries up and gets this over with, because I can't wait to rap. Like, I'm like, I got to rebuttal every fucking thing. There's been a lot of battles that I've done. I've stood in front of Ill Will. I've stood in front of Franchise, B Magic, Chef Trez, Carter Deems, Mac Myron, Shoddy P City. This was the battle that made me the most nervous.
Really?
And I'm going to tell you why it made me the most nervous. Because out of everybody that I battled, you were the only one who I respected so much that I had trouble dissing you. Because I could diss anybody.
Right.
But because of the fact that I saw you come up from humble beginnings, it was really hard for me to attack a character.
Wow.
Because I couldn't do it.
Wow.
The week of the battle, I started writing, because I was just like, I'm going to my wife like, I don't want to diss Ness Lee. I want him to give me the views, but I don't want to diss him because he's like one of my favorite people. And she was just like, we paid all this money to get him here.
Hey, that's such a wife thing to say, man.
She didn't even say, no, it's okay. She was like, all this fucking money that we paid to get here. She was like, we went into credit card debt, and you're going to tell me that the week of the fucking battle, you don't know. She said, if you don't fucking go in there and do something, I'm not going to let you live this down. So I go, and I'm like, all right, fine. I'm like, what can I say to Ness? And I'm just thinking of, and then all of a sudden, all these punchlines just start coming. I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's go off to the races. And it was an entertaining battle. We were the first battle of the night, and the battle fucking happened at like 9 o'clock. Like, we were the first fucking battle, and it happened at 9 o'clock. Yes, we were the first battle. That's why I was like, yo, come on. I'm like, come on, let's go.
Yo, the crowd was crazy for that to be the first battle.
That's what I'm saying, because the rest of the night, it just went downhill. So I was like, all right, I got to go first, because I can't enjoy my night unless I get this shit out. And we had a great, I wish the views would have expressed it. It would have been crazy if it would have went down on King of the Dot.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that it happened, and I'm glad I had the honor to battle you. So thank you. But I don't think I was ever more nervous than that. Like, I was just like, and then you know what really pissed me off? Was I had a room shaker. It was the nigga knocking bar, right? You know where this is going.
Ring his bell, then I'm off. I'm
nigga knocking. And you was like, you talk about nigga knocking, you got to be a nigga first. And then everybody started laughing. And I'm like, bro, I'm looking at my skin like, hey, my skin started turning like white a little bit. Like, I was like, man, this nigga just called me white. And I was like, but it's perfect, because that's the one those are some insults that just really work against me because of the way that I sound. But I hate it so bad because it works, and I can't like formulate my voice to sound gruffy or hood, and it just doesn't work, right?
You got a tough voice. You got a tough voice. You just speak. You have I like to say it's a flat accent. It's like, it's like when you record with a good microphone. You know, it doesn't have any feedback. It doesn't have any echo in the background. It's a flat. It's a, you know, you got a good voice, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Hey, but speaking of that bar right there, man, I don't know if you saw it, but this shit funny as hell. It's this it's this dude. I guess he's from Cleveland. I don't know, but he had braids. He had braids or dreads. I'm trying to remember.
I know you're talking about. I think he
And
was from New York, actually.
Okay, and he was on your side. And then when I said the bar, he kind of scrunched up his face and walked up on my side, man. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I'm about to lose this battle off this one rebuttal, and I'm known for rebuttal. So I'm like, all right, motherfucker, I got a rebuttal. I'm like, I gotta have a rebuttal to rebuttal him with.
Yeah.
And I think in the third round, the Planet Fitness bar was like what kind of gave me a little bit more confidence to finish. But I started seeing, like, towards the end of our third round, the crowd was like kind of filtering out. So I'm like, let me get through my material.
No, that was I love that battle, bro.
Do you know that, like, that battle gave me so much confidence that that was the battle that kind of like set me off. Like, when I keep telling my wife, I say I owe my entire career to Ness Lee because of that one battle, because I learned. I'm gonna give you that because I learned so much in that one battle that it was like I did not lose a single King of the Dot battle until 2021.
Wow.
And I had been battling frequently, and I'm talking like 2019. I think that was like the most I had ever traveled. I'm like, I had been to Canada twice. I had been to Boston. I had been to Detroit. I had been to Arkansas. I had been to Columbus. I had been everywhere. I was everywhere.
That's hard.
So, like I said, I owe that to you because it kind of just like gave me the fire to. And I was in New York for RBE. RBE, I was on RBE right like the same year. So
you were. Yeah. Who'd you battle at RBE? I forgot.
Remedy Loco. I think I was like
one of the tallest battles in battle rap history.
At that point, like, man, I was like, man, there's nothing bigger I can do. But then the battle with me and Isaac happened.
Right.
Let's get back into some of these questions because, you know,
hey, before we get back into the questions, I got a question for you, man. On the intro to this show, the glasses snatch, man. What inspired that glasses snatch, man? At the beginning of the intro to this show, bro, that's a top tier glasses snatch, my nigga. Like, I don't even believe I could have one of them. That's one of them glasses snatches that we all aspire to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that worked on my wife. That's how I got my wife, bro.
Yeah,
like, I promise you, I had them like dirty glasses, and she was talking to me, and I just like pulled the. It's an ability. It's an ability, bro. But you know what the funny thing about you bringing that up is, you didn't watch the intro.
Oh, that wasn't the intro?
No. I'm gonna play. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna play the intro one more time.
Okay.
Ness, I want you to. This has been the intro for a long time. I've had this footage since 2019. Okay. So I want you to tell me if you notice anything.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna play it again, and Ness.
Oh, wait. Now I did see me and you on the tombstone. I did see that.
That's what I was like. I'm like, that's the question he's going.
No, dog. Hey, the glasses snatch supersedes everything, dog. Like, that's my nigga.
Because I'm like, he didn't see the tombstone thing.
I don't even know if I could do it that crazy, dog. Like,
nah, bro. It's like, you got to just know how to do it. Like, you know, you got your glasses on. You just snatch them off.
Dog,
it's just
like, that's like a Hadouken, my nigga. Like, that shit is special.
Downright fierce like a
Hadouken. Fierce, yeah. Oh man.
Listen, man. Listen. I don't know if you're married or not, but if you trying to that move works, bro. That move works. It worked on my wife. It'll work. Next time you're talking to somebody, a girl's like talking to you, just turn her, like, just look back at her like, oh, my bad. What were you saying?
Mm.
It just it works, bro. I promise you.
I'm plotting
Because
now. I heard Tiana Taylor single now, so I'm gonna run down on the best shades I have.
Because here's the thing. Now you look like a totally different person from when you first talked to her.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I
got this.
yeah, look at the nerd giving Riz tips. Like, what the hell?
Come on, man.
Let's talk about something else, man. We gotta really. I'm gonna pull up a picture. I want to take you back a little bit.
Okay.
I want you to tell me what's going on in this picture and the significance of what it means to you. So I got a
Okay.
few pictures. You tell me what's going on. Here's picture
All
number
right.
one.
Oh man. That's wow. Okay. So that may have been the same night as the Elzai show.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually that is because the shorter fella, that is Uncle Herm. That is Jay Dilla's uncle.
Wow.
Of course that's me. And then in the white shirt, that's my partner Noel the Visionaire. He's a singer, but he raps more than I do. And then in the background, that's Big Rec. He's one of the best rappers you'll ever hear in your fucking life, man. He's a monster.
You know what's crazy about this picture?
What's that?
It looks like some shirts are tucked in.
Oh man, yeah, dog. It's that era where you had to show off the belt buckle, dog. I had this I had won this belt buckle with some diamonds around it. It was like some skulls with some diamonds around it in the rap battle. So I felt like I had to show off the belt buckle with the skulls and the diamonds around it.
Hey, Ness got to do what Ness got to do.
Gotta do it. You gotta do it. You feel me?
Take a look at this picture. So, I don't know if you were making a collect call, but this picture.
Oh man, with the hat, I already know. I have no idea why I went to.
Is that the belt buckle there, or is that a different one, bro?
That's the belt buckle. That's the belt buckle right there. You can't really see it, but it got the diamond. It got some diamonds around it. You can't really see it, but yes, that is the exact era. I'm not sure why I'm on a payphone at a professional photo shoot in 2008. I couldn't tell you, dog.
And the final picture, man. This is actually one of my favorite pictures because it's just. It's so different than who I'm talking to now, but we got to look at this picture, right?
Oh man, that's Jerron. That might be TJ. I think that's little TJ right there.
This TJ is man.
Yeah, that's little TJ Thomas right there.
Nessa said you look like you were in your Neo phase.
I was though. You know what make it so funny?
Yeah, you were.
I literally was, man. And that hat and the photo with the hat on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
That week I shot a video for Ali Oxenfree.
Ooh,
and it's funny because I sang the hook, but I didn't really want people knowing it was me on the hook. I kind of wanted to be like two different entities. And I called my singer half Leo, Leyo. So it was Leo. It's kind of funny that you picked that out, man.
Listen, man, I try to like, what I'm saying, take you back a little bit and just kind of give you like, this is to celebrate you. You know what I'm saying? This is to celebrate you. We're gonna get into a couple other things. And then I ain't gonna keep you for long. I'll send. But I want to talk about one of my favorite, like all-time favorite battles that you've ever fucking done. Like I still go back and watch this.
Okay.
And I like, dude, come on now. Like, I don't know what the fuck you was on, but the Ness Lee and Mad Flex. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, that's
that is like the holy grail of like King of the Dot battles, and just like that's like top 10 battle at the bunker battles, and you're up there with heavy competition.
That's one of the ones, man. That was just a heavy slugfest, man. That was one of them style matchups that's perfect. Two extremely similar writers, two extremely similar just personalities, man. And I don't know, man. That man's pen is different, bro. Like I listened to that battle today and I still hear new shit.
Yeah.
That dude is that good, man. Mad Flex has top 5 pen in this whole thing. My phone is ringing.
It's all good.
All right, we good. Yeah, we good.
So we got to get into something that's kind of like a little upsetting to talk about.
Okay.
Which I really kind of wish this battle would have happened.
Rest
These
in
guys.
peace, Bender. Rest in peace, Bender.
I didn't even have to say it. I didn't even have to say it because you already knew.
Yeah, rest in peace, Bender.
Why did this battle not happen?
I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Maybe just the right time never, presented itself. I was definitely trying my hardest. I'm not sure if Bender really wanted to. I'm not sure.
He called you out.
Yeah, he did on many occasions, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, at a certain point, he had gotten, to a point where he was above me in stature. So, maybe he didn't have to.
When he had battled the Saurus, I think that's when he had called you out, and then like
Yeah.
he kind of like veered down a little bit. And here's the thing. I wanted to battle Bender. I was just too scared to ask him because I thought I was gonna get fucking crushed.
Bender's crazy.
But then the weirdest thing happened to me was 2017. So the year before he passed away, rest in peace, Bender. He's hitting me up. He's like, yo, you battling Shoddy P? I was like, yeah, how'd you know? He's like, oh, I saw the flyer. He's like, can I come down there and stand in your corner?
Wow.
What?
Wow.
This is my, aside from, and like I said, don't take this the wrong way. Aside from you, Bender is my all-time favorite King of the Dot rapper.
Wow.
Period. Like,
no offense taken whatsoever.
No disrespect to Pat Stay, rest in peace. No disrespect to Sharon, Hollowhand, Kid Twist, Andy. It was Bender and everybody else.
Right.
That's just how even before he passed away,
right.
I would literally spit Bender verses to my friends, and they thought it was my shit, and I'm like, no. I had so many of his like lyrics stuck in my head that I accidentally wrote like a whole sorry player scheme and not realizing it was all his shit. But I just put it together in one. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta take this out. Like I didn't realize it until I went back and read it. Bender there's not really a word to describe him.
Nah, you can't summarize him in a word. Bender is a special kind of talent. Like, usually when you have someone who's gifted, linguistically in the rap space, it takes some time to get used to, like their bars for it to jam in your head and be catchy. But Bender had a way of wording these things with his cadence, with the timing of how he said these things, where he placed the words, where although it's one of the most intricate things you'll hear that year, it was as catchy as a Trick Daddy song or something. You know what I mean? So it's almost hitting you like a hook, but like with Pharaoh Monch lyricism packed into that hook. Like it's really, really, it's different how the man wrote, man. It's really different how the man wrote. Rest in peace to that guy.
Rest in peace, bro.
Like as soon as I heard the news that he was gone, I no longer, I no longer thought about the battle. I didn't dwell on anything like that. It's like we lost a pillar, we lost a brother, we lost a good friend, we lost a little brother, big brother, we lost a son, we lost a, so yeah, man. Yeah, rest in peace to the big guy, man.
Rest in peace. Long live the king. Shout out to King of the Dot. Let's dabble into some things that speaking of, I ain't trying to bring the mood down, but we got to talk about some really serious stuff. So 6 months ago, I had seen a vid on Rap Grid, and I didn't really understand because I'm out of the loop about rap. I'm out of the loop. So
I know where you're going.
So I had seen you and Averb going at it, and which is weird to me because you both have been around each other before.
Right. Right.
And like people have kind of given me rumblings on like how this initially started.
Right.
You know, my question is like, at one point you were ready to fight Verb, and
Yeah.
Verb had said
Yeah.
some things about you on the spaces,
Absolutely.
and Direct had kind of tried to be peacemaker. Do you think there's ever going to be a time where you and Verb can get on the phone and talk like men?
I don't really think there's a reason to, honestly.
Mm,
Because we're not in the same space. I'm not so he's not battling, I'm not battling. I mean, I might have a couple battles here and there, but I'm not an active battle rapper. Same as Verb. I think he might be done for real, for real. We're never gonna be in each other's space. Um, I don't know if he was trying to make a money play where he just wanted to market something. I don't know. I have no idea where, if he wanted to set up a battle, he's Verb. He don't got to do that to set up a battle. So I'm really
right.
not sure where this came from. So the only thing I can think is, well, the nigga he don't want to battle me. Let's box then, because ain't no way you gonna talk crazy about this, like about me like this, without me saying anything back. And what is saying something to Verb gonna do? You can't talk to Verb. Only thing you could do is make an example out of him. So yeah, it's like, all right, yeah, let's fight. And once the fight wasn't going to happen, what up? All right, what I'm gonna do? Keep dwelling on it? I'm not trying to sell no match with this nigga. I'm not trying to get no clout off of his name, so I just leave it alone. You know what I'm saying?
What
I know for a fact that he's a fan of a fan of me. My battles and my art. You know what I mean? So I'm not really sure where what he was saying was coming from. But
I'm not necessarily sure either, but you are a
well,
fan
I
of
know it
his.
started. I know it started. Yeah, I'm a fan of his as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Artistically. The
Yeah.
human, I don't know who that nigga is. I don't know. I don't fuck with that nigga.
We
You know
try
what I
to
mean?
separate the art from the artist,
Right,
and
right,
like
right,
like like we just got to be like completely honest,
right,
like
right,
a
right.
Verb, you cannot tell the history of battle rap without a Verb. That's
At
just
all, at
at
all,
all. You
at all,
cannot
at
tell
all.
the history of Midwest battle rap without a Verb. You
I
can't
mean,
tell the
battle rap period.
history of battle rap in general. He
Right.
is a figurine on the shelf of battle rap. Like he's up there. You I
Big
don't
agree. Big
care,
agree.
but also you are too, because we cannot tell the history of battle rap without including you, because of what you've done from the GRBs and then your Interscope deal, which you had to sign up to battle for. So
Mm,
basically, you had to battle, in order to battle on the next episode. You had
mm.
to sign a deal with Shady, which I think was about 3 to 5 years or whatever.
Yeah,
You
it's
weren't
a
making you weren't making any music because you wanted
mm,
to get out of the deal. It was a shitty deal, according to you.
right, right.
And the thing is that through Grind Time, King of the Dot, now, like, we can't tell the history of battle rap without including Ness Lee. Can't tell the history of battle rap without including a Verb. Now, the fan in me doesn't want to see a fight.
Mm-hmm.
The fan in me wants to see a battle between two veterans who are masters at their craft. As far
No
as
one, no one wants to see a fight, man. No one wants to see a fight. But at the end of the day, we're men, and
yeah,
we have ego, we have bravado, and we have things that we stand on. You know what I mean? So, if somebody violates whatever hill it is you stand on, then we can't express ourselves through battling, because I don't think he wanted to battle. I don't think he felt like battling at the time. Then you gotta, if you want to resolve things, you take it elsewhere.
right.
You know what I mean? So, that's where I was on at the time. Right now, I don't care. I think he's spiraling. I don't know. Well, I mean, I
Oh,
haven't heard, I
yeah.
haven't heard anything from him recently. I haven't seen anything recently, but he crashing out on the whole battle rap. It's not a me thing.
Yeah, he's had some crash out moments this year that I've like kind of caught wind of. Um, but like as far as his body of work, remarkable. So
Undeniable,
I
undeniable.
we'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave it
Mount
at that.
Rushmore, Mount Rushmore, top four.
Absolutely. Not
Yes,
just for Midwest battle rap, for battle rap in general.
battle rap
You
period.
could
Yeah.
put at least like 7 Aver battles up on a Mount Rushmore, and like you
Easy,
could take
easy,
easy. But
easy.
we could also do the same thing for you. So let's not sit here and give him his flowers and not include you because you guys were both. The funny thing is that both of you are more different than you are, more alike than you are different. You want to know why? Yeah, let me tell you why. How did Verb make his name, right? He came up going after the top dogs in the scene at the time. How did Ness Lee make his name? He came up going after the top dog at the time, okay? His region wasn't getting respect, so he had to make people listen for his region to get respect. Your region wasn't getting respect, so you had to make people listen to get respect. Hold on. This is where it gets deep, right? A-Verb is from St. Louis, and St. Louis has produced a Hall of Fame list of battle rappers. Ness Lee is from Atlanta, Georgia. Well, Dublin, but Atlanta, Georgia.
I was born in Albany, but Albany, Georgia. Albany, Georgia, yeah.
But Georgia has produced a list of Hall of Fame battle rappers.
Right.
A-Verb specifically had one target in mind, which was the same target in mind that that you were disrespected by. I'm going to get to it in just a second. Check this out. This same individual disrespected the Midwest until he finally realized, hey, this region really got spitters. Then Ness Lee went at the same exact person, except you didn't battle this dude, but you dissed him. Loaded Lux.
Yeah.
So you had to, in order to get Lux's respect, you went at him. In order for Verb to get Lux's respect, Verb had to go at him too.
Right.
Verb is a pioneer of Midwest battle rap. Ness Lee is a pioneer of Southern battle rap.
Right.
A-Verb's stock rose after going on King of the Dot from URL. Ness Lee's stock rose to going on King of the Dot from Grind Time. Not only that, A-Verb put other people on that we all know today. Ness Lee put on other people that we all know today. Ness Lee made sacrifices in order for certain battles to be remembered and made memorable moments. A-Verb did the same thing.
I guess when you put it like that, yeah, we have done a lot of similar things. I will say, on my behalf, to a lesser degree, you know what I mean? Because I just haven't touched stages at like Summer Madness, things like that. But
yeah, that's the only thing separating you.
You know, I can see we've done a few similar things, man. But yeah, that man's career is undeniable.
Basically, and the last thing I'll say is A-Verb is St. Louis's Ness Lee, and Ness Lee is Atlanta's A-Verb. So there's that. Except that obviously you don't, you beat people to fuck up.
Well, you're not supposed to speak about that.
I'm not speaking about anything. I'm just putting it just allegedly, but you basically are built like somebody who would be somebody's bodyguard. Now,
right.
Speaking of beating people up, I gotta add, and this is it. And you could tell me to fuck off because we're off the A-Verb thing. We can get away from that.
Yeah.
You can tell me to fuck off if you don't want to answer this question. But obviously, you had made headlines this year about something personally that happened. So did you take all that frustration you had from the next episode and put that into Rap Elvis?
No.
Come on, bro.
The way you tied that together is crazy.
Bro,
the way you tied that together is crazy.
Yo, Ness. Come on, bro. I'm not somebody that's going to. You've never lied to me, bro.
Man, man. I mean, that's not
it real.
That's not what that was, man. What that was,
and for the viewers, Benzino's Rap Elvis was written by Ness Lee. Everything. Obviously, because I'm listening to it, it's like there ain't no way this nigga wrote this shit. This shit is way too fucking good. At first, I thought Cassidy wrote it.
So one, no one was ever supposed to know it was me unless he was the one that came out and said it. You know what I mean? Like we had that conversation. Two, for people who don't know, my whole stance with Eminem is I am an ex super duper 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 Eminem fan. Eminem, along with Big Pun, along with Twister, are the three people who influenced me to be a multi-syllable guy. You know what I mean? So, they have a huge influence on who I am today. As I've grown over the years, I just have been let down by Eminem, by his music. I've been let down by his music. I haven't liked his music like that. What's crazy is that shouldn't matter. What does my opinion matter? What does anybody's opinion matter on anybody's music that isn't your own? My opinion should not matter. Who gives a fuck about my opinion about Eminem? That man's a multi-millionaire. He's one of the pioneers of, just bringing the underground some pop success. And I'm a nigga who had to record in a bunk bed. You feel me? So why does my opinion matter? But what it was that was my opinion of him written down. So it was just odd that Benzino would come to me for that. You know what I mean? Like, I can't believe that this just happened. You know what I mean? Because I was on Facebook and the memory came by from like the year that Nick Cannon did the diss with all the battle rappers. And I made this post because everybody knows, where I stand with him and what my opinion on his music. I made this post when they did that song. I said Nick Cannon should have just came to me because it would have been like, 5 minutes long and it would have been scientific and good. And then, fast forward in a few years, it's like, wow, what?
Yeah, Benzino said, "You know what? God damn it, I'm doing it. This is my only chance." Like, it's really sad that he had to resort to this to get a quotation marks win, but it didn't come from him. It came from you. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm giving leverage away, but like, did he like just personally DM you and ask, or?
I don't want to give away too much, man, but I just think at the end of the day, if there is a round that you want to win against Eminem and not be distasteful and be, classy, be good, and to have it done right, then I was just the guy to come to. That's pretty much what it was, man.
Well, with that, obviously, I ain't nobody special. Eminem's never going to see this, and I don't expect this to make headlines or go viral. So, it's just two men having a conversation. This is,
Right.
your interview.
Right.
Nah, but bro, this is me kind of like, this is me shooting my shot right here because, like, the I don't battle rap anymore, and which people like, why don't you? Like, you still no.
You know what?
Yeah.
A lot of us are in that mode right now. Everybody's finding a pivot.
Yeah.
Like whether it's a pivot, a hard pivot, or a complete step away. We just, I don't know. What is it, man? Like, is it the state of battle rap? Is it the tenure that we have in battle rap? What is it, man?
Growth.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. I like that. That's
It's
real.
growth and maturity. After a while, you get tired of, like, when you meet people, like, man, like, here's the thing. I did a battle against somebody. He brought his whole family to the battle. And like, the crazy part was like, he had flown me out and I had said so many like fucked up things to the dude. But then you know what really, really got me and made me want to step away from this shit was after the battle, I kid you not, his daughter came up to him and she's like, "Oh my gosh, Dad, this is your first battle that I get to watch. Like, I remember you telling me about, and she pointed to me telling me about him and blah, 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 blah." So it was somebody that I didn't know that I inspired. And his daughter is like 10 years old now, and he's bringing her to a rap battle, and I'm like, damn, bro, like that's kind of it hurt me because it's like I don't know anything about this person, but it's competition, but it's like he's just starting, and he brought his whole family to meet me because he fucked with me on, and I apologize to his family. Like I shouldn't have said the stuff that I said. And I go, you really got a better future in this than I ever will have. And from that point, like he just kind of took off like a rocket ship. I don't want to say who it is because I don't want people to go there and type comments about it. But
and 5 years later, he went on to be Loaded Lux.
Right. Lord knows. Lord knows.
Lord knows.
It was just like, man, I shouldn't have. It just makes you realize life is too short, and battle rap just really isn't that the realm, and it doesn't have as much excitement as it did before because it's become too commercialized. And when people found out they can get paid thousands of dollars to spit BS and get away with it, that's when the game got messed up.
Yeah.
But this is me shooting my shot. Like we all know that you're great with music, but like, what's up with a collabo album?
A collabo album?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I got a collabo album in me. I definitely got a few songs. I don't know if I got a collabo album in me.
You can make an album out of like 3 or 4 songs, but like I haven't done music with you, and I'm like, I find it disrespectful that I've never attempted to. Well, obviously, you got your fee or whatever, but I've never attempted to like really talk to you about music, and that's like I needed help, getting set up with the studio. I still don't have mixing and mastering down. I don't know if I'll ever figure that part out. It's like supremely complicated to me, and I haven't figured it out.
I can make it sound easy for you.
Yeah. I've needed that for a long time because the reason why I stopped making music is because I'm like, this just doesn't seem like I can do this. Let me just focus on podcasting. But my question for you is, why did you not? And because I got to bring this picture up. I know I got it somewhere right here. Oh, I got this motherfucking picture right here because I need to know. You did a song that you had me listen to before it dropped.
Oh, yeah. The video.
You mean to tell me you made a song about LeBron and you ain't include me in it and I'm from Akron? I'm like, what?
You know what?
I'm like,
I feel like I hit you up and asked you if you would be able to do a clip in some LeBron. Did I do that?
You didn't hit me up. You just asked me what I thought about the song.
Really?
And I'm like, I thought, oh, he's gonna ask me to hop on a verse because I'm like, okay, Akron, me, you, oh yeah, and you never hit me back, and I'm like, ooh, I don't think he was asking me to hop on. I think he just wanted my opinion just because I was from Akron.
Okay, my bad. I wasn't trying to do that to you, man. I was just trying to, trying to get opinions from people who are as big a fan as I am. You know what I mean?
I grew up in Akron, bro. I grew up in Akron. I can tell you everything you need to know about Akron. I love the song. And then when I heard the official version, I'm like, yo, this song is dope. But I'm telling you right now, if you ever in life, from the now to the day that we all leave here, if you ever need a verse, I ain't charging you.
I do a remix for that. That ain't nothing.
Send that shit to me ASAP. I will fucking do it. Like, it'll literally be the first thing on my bucket list after tomorrow.
That's nothing.
Because I want to do music with people I look up to. And my final question before we get into one of my favorite segments of the show. Talk to me about the poetry versus hip hop thing.
Oh man, that thing just happened too. So
talk about it.
Shout out Queen Sheba. Shout out Miss Dia, man. They are two staples in Atlanta hip hop. Dia is from Detroit. Sheba's from here. And they are, you're gonna have to see them if you pull up to the city and you want to do shows. You gotta go through them. Dia has put so many people on. It's crazy. Sheba has become so successful. It's crazy. And they've been doing this poetry versus hip hop thing almost 20 years. It's been traveling for like 10 years. So it's like the 10th year anniversary of it traveling this year. But it's been going on, as far as I know, since like 06. You know what I mean? And I've done it a few times. And, being that Sheba and Dia are great poets themselves, their crowd is poetry based. You know what I mean? So if you're going to go in there and be a rapper, you're going to have to bring something with you for the crowd to even give you a chance. And every time I done it, I lost. Every time I did it, I lost. You know what I mean? So not excluding the one that just happened too. So I went in there and, it's 3 poets versus 3 rappers. And nobody knows who we battling. They sit 3 poets on this side of the stage in the chair, 3 rappers on this side of the stage in the chair. And, we alternate rounds. So whoever, the representative for poets tells one of the poets to stand up, and then one of the rappers has to challenge that person. I just so happened to challenge a dude who hadn't ever lost. I never won, and he ain't never lost. So shout out to my partner Chev, man. He goes crazy. So the last time I did it a few years ago, I super lost. Like I ain't even have a chance. Like these poets was like, get this big black rap nigga up out of here. Because I spit like some braggadocious battle rap type stuff, So when that happened, it made me write this new song. Well, it made me conceptualize this new song. I didn't write it then, but it's called Whose Bricks Are These? And it was also around the time where, the civil unrest was going on, so it made me think about the parallel between building bricks and bricks of yay, you know what I mean? And the similarities between them. So like, I might be in a situation of need, and my partner might run down on me like, hey man, I got this opportunity. It's risky, but it's gonna make a lot of money. I need you to take these bricks, cross this border for me. And you come back, you have $5,000. We do this every week. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And what the bricks are doing to the neighborhood, we know what it does. And it's tearing down, in a sense, our neighborhood, while we also build it back up with the money that we put back into it, but we're tearing it down. And then, on the other side of things, in the time of civil unrest, I remember, a lot of times we'd be out there and it'd just be random piles of bricks. Ain't no construction, but bricks, just random piles of bricks. And we pick them up because we're angry and we feel something we throw them in our own neighborhood. And that's not to cast the stone at us, because who put these bricks there? Whose bricks are these? You know what I'm saying? Who gave us these bricks? Where are we getting this bricks or yayo from? Where are we getting this? You know what I mean? Like, where are we getting? So, it made me write that. And so I did that song, and the crowd went radio silent while I was rapping.
What?
Not a word. So then he did his thing first. I did that song, Whose Bricks Are These? And it came time to judge us. They put their hand over his head. Yeah, make some noise if you think Chev won. Ah! And they came to me. Make some noise if you think Ness won. Ah! I was like, oh, they was listening. So I got them figured out now. But the fact that they're a poetry crowd, they made them redo the judgment. And then the second time they did it, it was more of a tie. So then we did a tiebreaker round, and he killed me. I thought my song was fire because they demanded that I did one of my older songs downstairs, and I tore the place down. I'm talking about tore the place down, and the reaction from the end when they did the judgment, nowhere close.
Better watch if you put your feet downstairs.
I did downstairs, and that man killed me when they did the final judgment. So
damn.
But I was the only person to ever even take him to a tiebreaker. So You know,
But that's a testament of your skill, stepping outside of your comfort zone and doing something, which that's basically been your entire career, stepping outside your comfort
right,
zone
right,
and
right,
having victory in defeat and defeat in victory. And
right,
that's
right,
been a
right.
testament to who you are. I actually want to bring something to your attention. Uh,
Okay.
a good friend of mine, SJ Gaming. Yo, shout out to SJ Gaming. Thank you for winning the Sparking Zero giveaway. So I hope you're enjoying Sparking Zero. He had a question for you. The question was,
Okay.
has anything said in your rap battles ever gotten personal?
No, I don't battle those type of people, man. I don't, man. I'm a goofy, happy-go-lucky, regardless of how I look. Regardless of how I look, I'm a goofy, happy-go-lucky. I like to joke and laugh. I don't like confrontation. I don't like tension. And I don't like being forced to say something or do something to somebody. I don't. But I have a certain set of morals. And it's not like, oh, I heard this is what I'm supposed to react to, so I'm gonna react to this. If I hear this thing, I just automatically get mad. You know, like it's just certain things. I'm not gonna say what it is. You know what I'm saying? To give somebody the license to go ahead and try me with it. But no, I don't battle those type of people, man. I could never battle as cool as me or Arsenal. I could never battle him. You know, the closest thing was Elmac or A Ward, but nah. I'm not saying anything super personal. I'm not saying anything that's not public knowledge. And if certain things are public knowledge, I'm not going that far with it. You know what I mean? I feel like if you can't beat me with skill, you can't beat me. If I can't beat you with skill, I can't beat you. You
I
know?
was lucky. I was lucky enough to escape. You know, I didn't. Yo, so when I battled Ness Lee, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in the car driving him back, and he's like, "Hey, yo, congratulations on the win." So I was like, "Oh, Ness said that I beat him." I dropped Ness off, right? I look at my wife, and I'm like, "Why did this nigga just lie to me like that?"
I
Like,
thought you won.
no, no.
I thought you won.
I thought I lost. I thought I lost because I'm like, man, I still thought about that. Man, you gotta. I'm rapping my rounds, and every time I rap my rounds, I kept hearing, "But you gotta be a nigga first." And I'm like, oh man.
I mean, it's a few ways you can judge the battle, man. You can judge how you personally feel about it. You can judge how the crowd felt about it. You can judge what it was, man. And you know, like when you're just coming from the event and the crowd, you know, is still in your mind, man. To me, the crowd had you. You know what I mean? So
I was
that's how
home,
I
so
felt.
I had home field advantage, just like when you battle Nitty, you had home field advantage. Like,
Nah, I ain't have. You don't have home field advantage versus somebody like Nitty. It doesn't exist. That's like having home field advantage versus, you know, Kevin Durant or something like that. That doesn't. Nah, you don't have.
well, you, like I said, you had the hat. You went back to the old Ness, and
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh, we about to get we about to get grind time / GRB Ness.
Oh yeah.
But
I
when it
thought I
came to
did
the,
that with the team.
oh yeah, but when it comes to the like Ness in general as a battle rapper, incredible. But
I appreciate that.
like Ness at the bunker and Ness during the GRBs, like there's one video that comes to mind, ladies and gentlemen.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.
Oh man, salute. Thank you, brother.
But I know that, you know what I'm saying, like I feel bad for even bringing up Rap Elvis because I gotta play this video. I know Benzino is watching this shit. Benzino probably saw this shit and he was like,
Man! Fuck, man!
Oh man, you stupid, man.
man, Benzino is not, you know, no, one more. He was like, yo. He was like, yo, I need you to rap for me for Eminem. And he was like, really? And he was like,
I need it more than anything that you can ever imagine.
Oh man. Oh man, shout out Benzino.
But I'm telling you right now, Benzino, don't come after me because I will listen, bro. If you see me coming after you,
Run.
run.
Nah, man. No, there will be no Dallas Cash and Benzino altercations in the
There will
future.
be no Dallas Cash Benzino altercation. I ain't going back to Boston no time soon. But I ain't so I got to throw this one out there. I'm pretty sure that obviously he had to rap what you wrote for him back to you, and then you probably had to make him put some more bass in your voice because you was like first time you heard him like rap your lyrics in your mind, you were probably thinking,
Come on, man, that's garbage.
Next part of the interview.
yeah. The next part of the interview is the next part of the interview. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, because the next thing I know, I'm gonna be in Boston chilling, and next thing you know, this gonna happen to me.
Come on, dog.
Nah, bro, like that.
Come on.
Oh, okay. Here. Oh my gosh. We gotta address this last question
Why
before
is
we
that
move
even
on.
funny, dog?
It's funny, man. Nessa, my co-host, wanted to know what was your thought process as you were battling Dallas, which
So I was so I wanted to write for Dallas. I didn't want to write for the crowd. I don't want to write for any other battlers. I wanted to write in a way that you could understand. You know what I mean? So I wasn't really writing for crowd reaction. I figured that's what the rebuttals would be for. But I wanted to give you a level of opinion that was like, I understand this. You know what I mean? It's not for the general frequency of the crowd. You know what I mean? It's not for, nah. I wanted to write for you. You know what I mean? So that's what that was pretty much.
so I have another question. How did the thing with Sacha Baron Cohen happen?
That's Ron and John the Don, man.
That was their idea?
I think it was I think it was him and Showtime's idea, and they just came down. I think Ron, Ron is connected in the industry. I think they had a conversation, and he was going to be in Atlanta anyway. So I think Ron had connected him with John, whom told him about me. Or Ron had told him about John and me, and John put it on his platform. But I literally thought it was just some Jewish nigga who was super liberal, and I had no idea. They just told me that it was some guy named Nira Kane, and he wants to experience battle rap, and he's willing to. He saw me on YouTube, and he thinks I'm perfect, and he wants to battle me. That's all I knew, man.
I mean, you had the built like you beat up people, had bass in your voice, authentic individual, veteran, wealthy battle knowledge. I mean, come on now. If there's anybody to battle in Atlanta that's gonna look like he can fuck the guy up,
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I think they thought I was gonna come out there and be ignorant with it though. So
I mean, they didn't call Sid Vicious, so
I killed Sid Vicious, by the way.
yeah, I know.
I love that nigga, man.
Love him too. He was talking so much shit about me. I got a story for that fat motherfucker.
Man.
That motherfucker was talking like me and him are cool. We don't have we not. When I say this is not like a personal problem.
Right.
But I wanted to battle that motherfucker, and he kept making like poking jabs at me, like jab at somebody. But so all right, I'm like, all right, motherfucker, because we cool. So it's not I have a problem with you because he fucked with me. But we were in Arizona, and the funny thing was I'm in the plane. I'm about to like go to sleep. We fly in Arizona, and I see this big motherfucker get on. I'm looking, and I just see him carrying his fucking book bag over his shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's Sid Vicious.
Yeah.
So he sees me and he nods, and I'm like, hey, what's up, Sid? But I'm like, I'm gonna get that motherfucker when we get back. So we have the flight or whatever. We get there. So after there's an intermission at the event.
Right.
We go outside and I battle Everybody Knows, and I
Right.
am giving him the fucking business. I love Everybody Knows, but he wasn't there to battle me. He was there to support Dirtbag Dan, who, by the way, you beat Dirtbag Dan on fucking crutches. So
I appreciate that, brother.
yeah. You definitely won that battle. Salute to Dan, love you, Dan, but Ness Lee got you. So I'm giving it to Everybody Knows, and I see Sid.
But go ahead.
No, I'm a grown ass man. I'm not pausing shit. I ain't pausing shit.
Okay, man. I'll be 60 pausing. Pause will talk, man.
I'm giving it to him. Okay, I'm giving it to him.
Right. Okay.
Straight I'm standing. I'm giving it to him. Straight giving it to him in front of everybody, in front of a bunch of hard legs
on camera.
On camera. Well, I don't think somebody pulled a camera out.
Yeah.
And I'm giving it to him. And I turn and I see Sid laughing, and I said, "What the fuck you laughing at, you fat motherfucker?" So I started going on him, and that's when I dropped the line, "Nigga, your social security number is your weight." And everybody started laughing, and I'm going at Sid, and he's making that face. You know, battle rappers making for the like he wanted to say something, but he's trying to think of something, and nothing's coming out. And every time that he was about to say something, I'd be like, and another thing, motherfucker. So I went at Sid for like 4 minutes straight, just straight off. And people were like just laughing or whatever. And then somebody taps me on the shoulder and goes, "I didn't get any of that."
Who was that?
I think it was Lewis Jr. at the time, like voice box camera. He's like, bro, he was like, I had to change film.
Damn, that's crazy.
He was like, but when I tell you, I spit some of the greatest material that I will never remember, just because I respected Sid and I wanted to battle Sid so bad, because Young Zim had told me that when he battled Sid, there were like chills going down his spine when Sid rapped, because Sid was like,
voice is so crazy.
It's powerful and it's intimidating.
It pushes through everything.
Yeah.
It already sounds dope, but the fact that it's like a big grizzly nigga yelling at you.
It feels like you're battling a fucking bear. Yeah.
Man.
Because I stood there when he battled Johnny Storm. Yeah. And I'm standing, I think like I can see both of them. But I'm looking at Sid, I'm like, I see what people see now. Like, I see why people get so intimidated to battle him. And I'm like, I want to battle him because I want to see if I can feel that same level of like anxiety. And I was waiting on him to give me something. And he never gave me anything because we had to go back in because my battle was next, which I had given so much energy to Sid that I lost my battle.
Oh, man.
Not because I was garbage, but because I took an anti-gun bar route against my opponent who had gun bars.
I remember that.
So I was like, I just want to try to be I wanted to try to be a realistic battle rapper, and it fell flat. So I deserve to lose that. So because that's what you get when you experiment. But
not
overall,
really.
I mean, yeah, not really. But like that day, I deserve to lose. But it's getting close to that time, and part of this show at the very end is when we give our guest his roses or their roses. So I've been doing it throughout the show, but it's kind of like the way that I do it. Ness Lee, the artist. You have been a pioneer not only in Southern battle rap, but a pioneer just in like the music industry. You're one of the first rappers to like make video game music a thing for rappers to do. And you got guys like Mega Ran and Substantial, those people who I had Mega Ran on this show not too long ago, believe it or not. Yo, a Mega Ran Ness Lee track would be fire. I don't know if that can happen, but somebody needs to hit up Mega Ran, and that needs to happen. you've been a big influence on my life, dude. And I don't think it's really been as apparent as when I first met you. When you used to know me as Solaris, because
Right.
remember, at one point you wanted to fight me.
I don't remember wanting to fight.
Yeah, yes,
Really?
yes. My wife says I have the greatest memory. I can tell you exactly what it was. It
Okay.
was the fact that I had made some comments about you in the Ilmac battle,
Mm,
and you had taken issue with it because you had fucked with me.
mm.
And you were like, bro, like, I don't play that, yo, when you come down here, we gonna fight. So I was like, all
Really?
right,
I
what up?
said that? I do.
Yes, you
I
did.
do take things personally when I
Yeah,
fuck with somebody,
and
and I feel crazy.
I apologize for that because I was young. But the funny thing was that when I came down there, and I seen you, I'm like, oh, here we go. And you came up to me and you dapped me up and you were like, we good. And because I think you had seen me say something else about you, and I kind of like given you respect, and you realized I wasn't serious about what I was saying. I was joking around. But at that
Mm.
time, you were on go mode
What did
because
you say?
I had said, "Oh man, look at Ness acting like a fucking idiot in the Ilmac battle." Like,
Yep. That was
because you,
what made me want to
yeah,
fight.
yeah,
Yeah, I
because
can
you,
definitely see, but only if it's coming from somebody I fuck with. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right.
I
You
get
looked
it.
at Ilmac and did this. Remember when you did that?
I'm
You
not sure if
pointed
I
at
remember.
it was like, yo, look at his fit and look at me. Like that's what you did. Go back and
Really?
watch it. Yeah, go back and watch. Go back and watch
What
it.
was I on, man?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. You was just
That's
whatever.
hilarious.
But the thing was that I was like, you know what? Ness is my dude because I was reintroduced to you. I'm like, this can't be the same Ness Lee. Like, is it? Oh, okay,
Mm,
it is. Battle Paperworks. And then from
right.
there on, like I was like, yo, I'm a fan. But I like to poke fun at people that I'm a fan of. So,
Mm.
I apologize if you felt disrespected.
I
But
got you.
I look up to you as a battle rapper, as an artist, as just a man of integrity. You have basically been the exemplary example to me of what a man should be, not just a man, a black man in America. And
Thank you,
the
bro.
imp
Thank you.
and the thing that I didn't save the picture, but there was one picture that I saw of you that made me kind of like, this is the ideal Ness Lee picture. It's a
Mm,
picture of you, the car, face scrunched up, red hat, make racists scared again. You know what I'm
mm,
talking about.
mhm, mhm,
This is
mhm.
coming from a guy who came up back in 2002 and made a name for himself. I followed you throughout your career from 2003 till now. When I saw you on the next episode, I'm like, yo, I know that dude.
Mm,
When I played NBA Ballers Phenom, I'm like, the same dude that I look up to is on my game. I
mm,
remember a video of Lou Cipher having more of your music than you did.
mm.
I remember I'm pulling
Wow,
from different elements.
wow.
We're talking about a guy who dominated the Atlanta scene. I remember when some of my friends seen you at the Atlanta Coliseum
Mm,
and at Break Atlanta as
mm,
well. And not only that, you gave so much knowledge to people around you, and you were just a
mm,
humble individual. Then when your album started dropping, I was waiting like hell on the Illness EP.
mm, mm.
Yeah, see,
I need to talk to that guy. We need to have a conversation.
that shit should have happened. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
even now let's jump into it. Not only that, but the stuff you did with Nino Bless
Mm,
was
mm,
like, just
mm,
this is when we saw the best that Ness Lee had to offer. When you beat Marv One in the most hated tournament and went to
mm.
move on. When every time you're the and I donated to you as well when
Wow,
that
wow,
happened, because I was like,
wow.
I'm like, yo, I get your discography. Okay, here's a
Mm,
donation. Here's a
mm.
donation. There was an anonymous donation for $50, and that was from me.
Man,
That
I never get to speak about this, man. I don't think I've ever
I
spoken.
didn't want to because I didn't know if that was like too sensitive because I didn't want to. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
we absolutely can. I actually want to, man.
Go ahead.
Just for the simple fact that I used to be so cynical, you know what I mean, and so glass half empty when it came to the state of humanity. You feel me? But when my house got set on fire, you know, I'm on crutches at the time too. My Achilles is gone. My girl had just broke up with me. This is 2010. And I'm standing outside. It's right around now, too. Matter of fact, what makes it so crazy, I'm standing outside the apartment, watching everything burn down on my phone, making a post saying me and my family is going to need help. You know, it was me, my sister, and my father. It was my sister's apartment at the time. My father was going from place to place. He was moving from one house to another. The next one wasn't ready. So all our stuff was in there. You know what I mean? So I'm making a post and I say, we're gonna need help. I don't have much to offer except for my 4-album discography. And you know, I didn't expect anything. Like I felt like I was gonna go to sleep and wake up and check my phone like, you know, a few hours later after everything's clean, you know, like with like $150, $200. I had $5,000 in my PayPal at that time. So it's like, you know, like it just made me look at things, put things in perspective. Like we all assholes in battle rap, all of us, from fans to the participants. But when something like that happens and you got people sharing videos, like you would have thought I died and there was a memorial out there. You know what I mean?
Do you
Like
remember
that's,
they? You remember King of the Dot held an event
yeah,
and
yeah,
they had a pot going around and they were like going to donate that to you.
that was crazy, bro.
They did that and like I'm sorry, like please, it was the last $50 I had that week and I'm like
Wow, wow,
I could not, dude. I got so upset because I feared for you and your family, and I was like, I gotta just give this money away. I gotta give this money
wow,
away.
wow.
And I'd say it's the best $50 I've ever spent, and it taught me about humility, and it made me question my own mortality
Mm.
because I'm like, this could have happened to me. This could have happened to anybody. What if he would have been inside when it happened and he couldn't have got out?
I was inside. I was inside when it happened. Me and
But you
my
got out.
sister, yeah. Me and my sister, her boyfriend, and my father. We was all inside, and I was sleeping on a bed in the living room. And the only thing I could get out of there was my laptop. That's what had all my stuff on, all my music. And it's so grounding, man, because you know we might get frustrated at a couple of people in the community, or just you know about your daily activities. You might get frustrated at somebody. You know, you think about something like that, and it brings you back to earth. Like, nah, man, we all are humans. We all real people out here, and you know there is empathy still left out here. You know, it still exists. The capacity that humans have for empathy is greater than we know, and it may take something, you know, strenuous to happen for us to notice it. But man, the way that people, you know, crowded together and did that for me and my family is like I'm forever grateful for that, bro. You know?
I'm forever grateful for you in general and not only getting to meet you on multiple occasions, but battle with you. And then when I battled for you,
Oh
and
man, yeah.
um, uh, believe it or not, I went viral off of one clip in that battle. So WWE
Really?
wrest WWE wrestler from Atlanta, Georgia, believe it
Mm,
or not. Well, I invited to this event, but he wasn't in town. He wasn't, you know, I think he
right,
was in Cali or Canada.
right.
Xavier Woods,
Mm-hmm.
he was like, I had shouted him out, the up,
Mm-hmm.
up, down, down, Austin Creed, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? So he had put a clip of that on Instagram,
Mm.
10,000 likes
Wow. So that means it was like 500,000 views type.
because of you.
It's because of you, though. You got to stop giving me that, man. It's you,
Well,
bro. You put the work in, bro. That's you.
Well, my thing is, and I appreciate it, but it wouldn't have been possible had we not battled and had we not even like talked. And again, you are the cornerstone. You are the godfather of Southern battle rap. You are the godfather of underground Southern hip hop. You are up there. You are up there. You are on the Mount Rushmore of Southern battle rap. You can't tell the story of Southern battle rap without Ness Lee. You are a legend. You are a pioneer. You are an innovator. You are everything that you have ever dreamed yourself to be. And Southern rap is so much better because you're in it.
Wow.
From all the work that you put in, the albums that you've done, keeping Point Game's memory with you as you go along, this is all possible because of the sacrifice, the dedication, and the hard work of you. And it's not just Ness Lee, it's Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas has been the focal point of underground Atlanta hip hop, Georgia hip hop in general, just Southern hip hop. You gave everything. You gave everything to us, and we cannot thank you any more than just saying, bringing you on the show and letting the spotlight be on you and telling you how my kids think I'm famous because I know you.
Wow.
My kids think I'm famous because I battled you. What'd you say? Come here. So me and my wife adopted my our niece. Come here. Remember Ness Lee? Yeah, he's right here. Come here. No, come here. Come say hi. Yeah, I'm live. You got get over here. Get over here. No, seriously, get up. My show's about to, come on. Come say hi to Ness. Poke your head out.
Oh, youngin'.
He's waving to you.
Hey, what's going on?
11 years old. No, 12.
Smack him in the back of the head. I'm playing.
All right, get out of here. We're gonna go get dinner after this. So just ask Chrissy what she wants to eat. Okay. All right, hurry up. My youngest daughter, she's not here. She'll be here next week. But she thinks I'm famous because I know people like you, and because they see who I interact with, and they're like, "Oh, you're famous." I'm like, "No, I'm not," but you are, and that's I don't think Chrissy knows that you wrote Rap Elvis.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm gonna play it for her, and she's gonna be like, because Eminem's her favorite rapper. Like, if the day I get Eminem,
being her favorite person to her worst person.
I'm like, hey, by the way, listen to this, but I'm gonna be like, hey, Ness Lee wrote this, just so you know, and she's gonna be like, yep. And fuck Ness too, but she's just gonna be like a playful way, like, oh, I can't believe he said that about my favorite rapper. But
man,
as we wrap up, Ness, I couldn't do this without you. There would be no Dallas Cash without Ness Lee. I
don't believe that. I really appreciate.
I believe it.
You a canon event, bro. Like, you was gonna exist regardless.
I don't know about all that, but
I feel like he was regardless, dog. Like, if it's one of those things where we have our influences regardless whether they're from above or under or east or west, the influences are going to happen. It's just what occupies that space that they happen from. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. They just change certain things about us, but we're still the same person. And you was always going to be you. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. You're a fixed point in time.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have been a part of the journey, but you got to take more. You got to take more credit, bro.
Again, the name of this podcast is the Humble Roses Podcast.
That's real.
We are not. This is not about me, and I am never going to make it about me. It's always about the people that I met along my journey, and then the unsung heroes of their culture. And as far as the unsung heroes, look no further. Look no further than this man right here to my left, on the left side of the screen, on your right.
Well, you left
Gerard.
me with more influence than anything because I wouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? Dog, I wouldn't have my little special move if it wasn't for this intro, pal. You feel
Oh
me?
no, you got a little signature move now. No, man, listen, I am. It's a signature move that's going to work and it stands the test of time. Is there anything you would like to promote before we go ahead and sign off?
Fine. I'll do it myself, man. That's my project, and it's absolutely coming soon. Absolutely,
Okay.
it's coming out next year.
Okay, cool. Cool.
I am probably 2 songs away from being done with it. I'm putting out the album art soon. About to start releasing singles. Fine, I'll do it myself.
Are you on your Thanos shit?
I'm on my Thanos, baby.
And who better to be on their Thanos shit than the man who holds all the infinity gauntlets in the Southern hip hop scene?
Hey,
the man himself who not only had the power to create a space and time to warp reality, but he used his mind and his soul to create this gauntlet of power.
Ain't no way you doing this off the top, dog.
There is a way that I am doing it off of the top. As sure as Dominique Wilkins did windmills from the top of the rim with the Atlanta Hawks hat.
Shout out number 1. I just seen number 21 at Walmart last week too. That's crazy.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I seen this just ridiculously bad chick. Seen some hips coming toward me. I'm like, who is in here with this? And then I look up. It's like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Would you say that you're the Dominique Wilkins of underground Southern rap?
It's difficult to try to claim something that heavy, but I mean, I could definitely see the comparison because I'm in games windmilling with whoever, with Jordan back to back. I'm dropping 38 on whoever. You know, I ain't got no rings. But you put me on that court, they shaking.
You don't have to have a ring to be a Hall of Famer.
There you go.
And as far as leaving a legacy, we're always going to remember the name Ness Lee. And not only we're going to remember the name Ness Lee, the thing we're going to remember the most is the beautiful individual that's attached to it.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
My name is Dallas Cash. This is the Humble Roses podcast. Make sure you follow Ness Lee on every platform that he has. I have his Twitter at the bottom. Make sure you follow him at Ness Lee. When his album drops, fine, I'll do it myself next year. Make sure that we stream it. We'll actually bring you back and we'll interview you about the album, and we'll talk about some of the things that you want to accomplish with this album.
Okay.
Eventually, me and Ness will do a song. I don't know when it'll be, but this is going to be a great project that I am excited to look forward to, and I cannot be happier to interview somebody that I know for certain that is going to give me every single thing I want in an album. And also, go listen to all his music. If you want to start with something fresh, start with It's Just Me. You know, move your way up. All in a Day's Work, Southern Tale. Make sure you move that up. And then if at any point, if you're on your way to work or you got a 30-minute lunch break, listen to On My Way to Work.
Let's go.
So this, stay with me because just stay with me. Don't go anywhere, Ness. This has been the Humble Roses podcast. My name is Dallas Cash. We have the artist Ness Lee right here. Make sure you follow him. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you. You guys are beautiful, and I will see you tomorrow for the Corey Glover interview, 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, and may